Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Fine, fine welcome. And it's certainly very gratifying to know that you feel this way and that you people have accepted my being able to sub for Johnny this week, because it seems to have caused quite a bit of difficulty around here at NBC. Earlier this evening, I was in Johnny's dressing room, and one of the wardrobe mistresses walked by, and she sticks her head in the door. She sees me, and she says, "What are you doing in Johnny Carson's dressing room?" Said, "If he catch you in here, this is the last time you're going to be on this show." So I'm very glad. I'm very glad that you feel that. We will, during the course of the week, find some way to overcome her problem and firmly convince her that NBC, without a doubt, has established within everyone's mind that it is the full-color network. All right? It's fun for me. This entire week is going to be fun. I've looked forward to it. And, in fact, to stand here and act so cool, I'm excited. I'm not nervous, I'm excited. In the dressing room, I felt good. I was thinking, just different ways of expressing the enthusiasm, and I was saying to myself, "Woo!" Well, it's made me think back. This is a long way from where I started. I used to work in a drive-in movie. That's right, it was really rough. But it was fun. It was a hard job, but it was fun. I used to go around and shine the light in the car, tell people when the picture's over. I got $25 a week and all I could see. I'd walk around and say, "The picture's over, the picture's over." I tried a lot of things. I feel that I'm prepared to assume the responsibility for, this job. This job is like, I feel like this job is like being at a weenie roast, with me being the weenie. I just threw that in, yes. I tried a lot of things, coming along. During my younger years, I operated my own business. It was a lemonade stand, and it was doing pretty good. The way it went is I had a big sign over the lemonade stand called Flips Lemonade, all you can drink for a dime. That was great, and it was going along pretty well, but then you always run into a wise guy, One day a guy comes up to the stand, he says, "Is this lemonade as good as everybody says it is?" And I said, "You better believe it. This lemonade is just as good as what your mother used to make." And the guy said, "That gotta be some very good lemonade." I said, "And in addition to that, I give you all you can drink for a dime. Can't beat that." I said, "Let me tell you how I fix this lemonade. I put extra sugar in the glass, so that when you turn the glass up to drink it, the lemonade starts swirling around, and that makes the sugar swirl, and the lemonade gets sweeter as you go down, as it goes down. Makes it taste better. And then the lemonade is very cold. I put extra ice in the pitcher, and then I pack the pitcher in the ice." I said, "Yeah, that's all right." He said, "Give me a glass." So I gave him a glass, and he said, "I'll have another glass." I said, "Well, that'll be another dime." He said, "Now, hold on." He said, "The sign says all you can drink for a dime." I said, "But you had a glass, didn't you?" The guy said, "Yes." I said, "Well, that's all you can drink for a dime." But people caught on to that pretty quick, so I kind of cut the lemonade business loose. And I've worked toward tonight. And during the course, now let me say, things are going to be a little different with Johnny not here. The whole purpose of the show is fun. We're going to try to have as much fun, But other things will be different, such as during the course of my opening spot, I'll eliminate Johnny's genuine, authentic golf swing. We won't have that this week. No, I wouldn't infringe upon the man's right to open. That's his swing. I swing another way. I got my own way of swinging. But if Johnny's looking in tonight, I was thinking of some way. I don't play golf myself. Well, the ball is too small. If the ball was a little larger, I'd play. But in the elevator at the hotel I'm staying at, coming up on the elevator, I heard two guys discussing the game, and I thought it was a pretty amusing conversation. One fellow says to the other, he said, Say, George, he said, how's your golf game coming? George said, it's all right. It's all right. Phil said, you should be pretty good. You and Freddie playing every other day. George said, look, he said, don't mention Freddie's name to me. He said, I don't want to talk about Freddie. You understand? So don't bring his name up to me. Oh, I said, but you and Freddie are such good friends. You guys play golf every other day. George said, well, not anymore. So, well, what happened? I said, look, I said, do you want to play with a guy who cheats on the score? You want to play with a guy who cheats? A guy who, if he makes a hole in one, he's going to take off two? Do you want to play with a guy who steals your clubs while you're watching the ball because somebody's already got your bag? So do you want to play with a guy who will run through the clubhouse yelling, burn, baby, burn? So do you want to play with a guy like that? And the fellow said, heck no. He said, well, neither do Freddie. Freddie. Well, I don't know where to go from there, you know. It's not going to get any better than that, right? Assuming that perhaps Johnny might be watching this evening, I'd like to say, John, I'm really having a problem with the wardrobe. You know that brought down the wardrobe I was telling you about last night? Well, let me explain to the ladies and gentlemen. And see, the wardrobe woman actually resents me. When Johnny left, he told me that I should make myself at home in his office. His office was now my office. So this morning, I bought in my barbecue set. I bought in a record player, some Ray Charles records, you know. And I invited over a couple of my lady friends. Then this evening, the broad down the wardrobe ruined the whole thing. Like she stuck her head in the door and she saw me and then she said, Johnny Carson don't allow no cooking and dancing in this office. And the girls got mad and left, you know. I started to walk out myself. In fact, the only reason I haven't walked out is the fine cooperation and encouragement I received from our producer, Mr. Rudy Tellez. Rudy's a fine guy. He's always encouraged me. He says, don't worry about it if you don't hit the commercial right on time or if you're a few seconds late with the station break, everything's going to be all right. He's always been very encouraging. In fact, I met Rudy in Detroit last year. Yeah, he walked up to me and he said, take a television. They ain't going to miss it. Very encouraging. It's always nice to have someone like that around. I have to say, I like to be honest with you people, you know? And I like to say that being a young Negro performer hosting a national television show hasn't gone to my head. Why should I let the fact that I'm in a position of power and of prominence and considerable influence affect me? I mean, why not stay cool? No, I'm not going to panic. Just be the same guy that I've always been. Ed, after the show, would you finish shining those other two pair of shoes? Really, I'm having fun. Glad to have you back, Doc. I was thinking of what area I might have gone into that would have given me the opportunity to have as much fun as I had being a comic. And I thought about it, and being a doctor. You're a doctor, right, Doc? I certainly am. Well, being a doctors have a lot of fun. I didn't find out until, how much fun doctors had until a couple weeks ago. I was in a bar, and a guy was telling me about his wife went to the doctor. She had a headache, you know? And she says, Doc, I got a headache. And the doctor said, Said, I'm going to have to give you what's called a thorough examination. He said, now, if you remove your clothes, and the lady said, what? Remove my clothes? Said, I'm a married woman. Said, I've been married 14 years, and I never removed my clothes in front of my husband, and I'm not going to take them off in front of you. I said, yeah. I said, I see what you mean. He said, well, in that case, I'm going to make it easy for you. He said, if you'll step behind the screen. Step behind the screen. So the lady steps behind the screen, and she says, are you going to turn the light out? doctor said, but you're behind the screen. She tells him, said, that don't make no difference. Said, I'm not removing my clothes even if I'm behind this screen without the light out. I said, wow. Then goes on, he turns the light out. Then the lady removes the clothes. You could hear the rustling all over the clothes. Then the voice in the dark says, where shall I put my clothes? The doctor said, you can drop them on the floor like I did mine. Fun, so they're having fun, you know, that's the main thing about it. Quite often, some of my best stories are stories that have been given to me by people. The other day, a little old lady stopped me and told me a story. I liked it, too. She said it was her favorite story. I knew it would be a great story because I have a very high regard for little old ladies. I admire them. I admire them because they're cool. Little old ladies are very cool. Very cool. That's how you get to be a little old lady. You gotta be very cool. More little old ladies than there are little old men. Anytime a little old lady tells me something, I say, yeah, little old broad. Well, let me tell you the story, then you'll see. I like it. Visualize a street in a large metropolitan area. Coming up the street is a horse-drawn wagon. Painted in large letters on the side of the wagon, there's a sign that says, ICE! There's a little fat guy driving the wagon. He's yelling at the top of his voice. He's yelling, ICE! ICE! Get your ice! A woman calls from the upper floor of an apartment building. She wants ice. She yells down to the guy. She says, I want some ice. Said, bring me a piece, honey. Said, I want a 25-cent piece. The guy cuts a 30-cent piece because the lady lives upstairs. No elevator in the building. By the time he gets up there, it'll be 25 cents up. I threw that in. The little old lady didn't tell me that. He enters the building, leaving the horse and wagon at the curb, which I thought was very practical. No sense carrying that damn horse and wagon up there. While he's in the building, there's a fella passing along the street. As the guy gets abreast of the wagon, the horse turns and says, what a life. The guy said, what'd you say? No, I said, what a life. I say that because the little fat guy who owns the wagon never takes the time to consider what it's like being the horse. 5 days a week, he makes me pull this ice wagon. And Saturday, he sells rides to the kids at a dime a ride. And Sunday, it's all day around the park, $3 an hour. That's why I say, what a life. The fellow said, does he know you can talk? The horse said, heck no, and don't tell him either. If you do, he'll make me yell ice. Why go away sometime, you know? Go on a little trip. That's what having fun is. Doing the unusual. I'm working on a new story. It's a sequel to The Days of the Nights. Remember The Days of the Nights? Yeah, I'm working on a new thing. It's about Geraldine. Remember Geraldine? Well, King Begonia. King Begonia, who ruled the kingdom of Begonia. That's why they called him that, king. King Begonia had two daughters, Geraldine and Ruby. People saw Geraldine all the time. They very seldom saw Ruby. But they knew she was around because every evening at 5, the bell in the tower of the castle of Begonia would ring. And King Begonia and Geraldine would come out on their balcony there.
And the king would issue a royal proclamation while the citizens below screamed, "Hooray, King Begonia! Hooray, King Begonia!" And the king would say, "He who has nothing should have less, and that which he has shall be taken from him." And the citizens would scream, "Hooray, King Begonia!" Yeah, they saw Geraldine all the time. Very seldom saw Ruby. But they knew she was around because they heard the bell. Those who didn't know were asking, "Do Ruby Begonia ring a bell?" Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you. Woo! That's right, last night, Friday night, and tonight the highlight of our show will be your seeing Ed eat a chitlin on network television. You're going to eat a chitlin for us, right, Ed? That's going to be coming up very shortly, you know. Well, later on, because that's the highlight of the show, you know. And we got a lot of fun things happening this evening. That's a gassy jacket, Doc. That's beautiful. Yeah, that looks like my riot jacket. You saw my riot jacket, the one I got in Buffalo out of the window? But tonight, what I wanted to do is, I hope it's not too late for me to ask you to join in my New Year's resolution, which is to try to get a congressional committee to investigate the pet shop owners. Those guys have been getting away a long time. I like animals. And a couple of days ago, I was in the pet shop, you know, browsing around in the afternoon. I go in the shop. This shop specialized in birds. The guy that ran that shop was treating those birds like dogs. While I'm there in the shop, a woman comes in. She says, "Sir, is this a pet shop?" The guy said, "That's right, lady." He said, "It's not a hamburger stand." Lady said, "Do you have any birds that sing?" The fellow said, "Lady, every bird in this shop sings. So before I take a bird in this shop, they have to audition. So most of these birds got records out." Then he said, "If the bird can't sing, I don't want him. I want a real singer." And I said, "Look, if I tell you the bird can sing, the bird can sing." He said, "Come here, I'll let you see my best singer." There he is. The bird can really sing. He has arrangements to all of his tunes. When he starts to sing, those other birds shut up and listen. Because they know that this bird got talent. He said, "If I didn't really need the money, I wouldn't sell you this $300 bird for $8. He said, "You're going to save additional money with this bird because you only have to feed him every other day. So this bird's a natural entertainer. He's not used to eating regular." They said, "Can the bird sing?" The guy said, "You bet the bird can sing." So the lady takes the bird, runs out of the shop. 10 minutes later, she charges back in, runs over to the guy. She said, "I want my money back." The fellow said, "What is it?" She said, "You know what it is. Don't act stupid. You know when you sold me that bird, one of his legs was shorter than the other." The guy said, "I'm not refunding any money. That's your fault. When you came in here, you asked for a singer. If you wanted a dancer, you should have said so."